Brought to you by the Highline Media Network.
Yeah, I got the same thing that Casey uses, the JRT.
Hello and welcome, race fans. We are here tonight from Michigan International Speedway for race number 1 of the Highline Racing League's Development Series. Jackson Hartman alongside Kendall Kerr. I tell you what, Jackson, we are going to have a doozy here tonight based off what we've seen over the past few recruiting races.
Yeah, I'm excited for what these guys can come out here and do tonight. See, Corey Blevins jumps to the top of the board, being the first guy who I've seen drop a sub 40-second lap. And it's not looking like anyone's able to touch him at this second.
Yeah, we were talking to Corey earlier. He was asking if he was eligible. Corey is as close to being ineligible as you can get. He has an unofficial race win and an official race win in the Premier Series. Of course, the rule book for this development series, we're just starting up. If you have one win or less, official win, you are eligible to run full-time in it. And if you have 2 or more, you can run 2 races with them. And then we've got some new guys in there as well. It's good to see them in here. We'll have to see what they've got for some of our series regulars, guys like Tyler Price, Dylan Smith, Adam Bossy, just to name a few.
Yeah, this is going to be exciting. I know the people that are currently ineligible that race in the Thursday's Premier Series are Ryan Williams. You got Scott Zellner, James McKee, Casey Heschel, Patrick Green, Brody Gardner, who I haven't seen in a very long time. Myself and Curtis Granger are all not eligible to run in this series, but everyone else has got the green light. They can run as many as they want.
Yeah, and I honestly wish I could strap in behind the wheel myself, because these ARCA cars are very difficult to drive, but they are a fun car to handle around the track. Driving it off, it seems like it ends up loose off, and it's a car that's very sensitive to tire management, just right in my wheelhouse. And these guys are probably going to get a couple long runs or two, and we'll see who can take care of them.
Yeah, we've seen some guys, at least that I was watching in practice, that kept getting loose out of 4. So I'm hoping everyone can make it at least the first time through turn 4 together. But it's going to be interesting to watch these guys go into that first corner too wide, and hoping they can stay off of each other.
So tonight they're actually running the Legacy Michigan track, which should create even more of a problem for tire wear. You can kind of see the cracks in the surface right there on that view on the screen that we're looking at here. And you think they'll be able to establish a second lane, or you think it's going to be right to the bottom, Jackson?
The bottom that I've always at least noticed in these tracks are, Snyder jumps to the top of the board with a 39.985, 2 cars in the sub 40-second bracket. But Michigan's one of those tracks with a progressive banking, so the bottom's going to have the least amount of banking that there is. Obviously, the fastest way around I think the fastest line is going to be just one lane off the bottom. But obviously, the bottom is going to be the line to save your tires. But I just don't think it's going to be the fastest way around. So I think we'll see some passes for. I think most passes will be on the top, just because you can carry more speed off the corner and keep that guy below you pinned down. But it's going to be interesting if we see some cars take to the bottom and some people try to go to the top to see if they can make anything happen up there.
Well, I do know that Tyler Snyder loves his 2 mile track. So we saw him last night battling head to head with Kyle Busch. We ran our last recruiting race at Charlotte Motor Speedway last night. And we came to a determination that that was the real Kyle Busch.
Yeah, that was actually him. I didn't believe it myself, but that was him. He came out, didn't run good in the beginning, which made me very skeptical, but apparently showed up when it mattered and beat everyone in the end by about 3 seconds. I think he had over Snyder. Granted, I know Snyder took third, so it was over the
24, Dylan Smith, I think, got him on the last lap.
Yeah.
But there was a little bit of contact coming off at turn 2 there. I think Kyle probably would have got it by him eventually anyway. We looked at a couple different angles of it, and it looked like it was kind of just a racing deal. Of course, Tyler was disappointed after dominating the early part of the race. But, man, I mean, if you're going to lose to somebody, I thought Tyler did a whale of a job just, going head-to-head, obviously, with one of NASCAR's best.
Yeah, he did a great job up there battling with him, but yeah, Kyle was faster and able to hang right with him, and I think he was just able to stick to the bottom better than Snyder was. But that battle was really exciting until it eventually ended with Snyder getting into the outside wall. But I mean, that's just how it goes sometimes.
So, with this being race number 1, we kind of gotta look through the driver list here, and I mean, I was thinking about it earlier today. Who do you think could be a championship favorite?
Whew. Man, I don't know, honestly.
I know
mean,
a lot of the new guys, of course, are unknowns. We saw Dylan Smith was fast last night. You got to think Corey Blevins is going to be right up there. Of course, Tyler Snyder. I think Connor Holden will have a real chance at the championship as well. But we've seen Ryan Potter be fast as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at Connor for this because he's been quick. He hasn't quite had the finishes to show it, but it's going to be exciting to watch him here in these ARCA cars. But granted, you have a lot of guys that maybe sometimes the skill level doesn't always transfer from the Xfinity cars to the ARCA cars.
I was just about to say, don't forget about Alan Kunman. His one career Premier League series came when we actually ran these cars. I think it came at North Wilkesboro, so he's a guy you can't forget too.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what these guys do tonight. Hoping this isn't just a caution fest. It's a big track, so you wouldn't think so, but I want to see close racing, but I don't want to see people just banging off of each other all night.
Yeah, and of course, this is the Highline Racing League. We run no fast repairs whatsoever in our races. So hopefully the new guys take that into consideration when they're going side by side and just have a lot of give and take early so that everybody can make it all the way through. Because it's not fun sitting around on pit road getting things fixed up, and it's definitely not fun limping around there with an old race car just trying to grab up some points. I've been there myself.
Yeah, this is a rough racetrack to try to limp around. I mean, if you're down on any power, have any cosmetic damage, it's going to destroy the aerodynamics of your car, and you're going to be struggling for the whole race.
Well, I tell you what, let's bring Tyler Snyder up into the booth and see what his thoughts are for the race. See if we can get him up here. Tyler Snyder, you got a copy? It's Jackson and Kendall up here in the booth.
Yes, sir. I got you.
So it looks like you're probably going to put it on the pole just like yesterday. What can you do to make sure you seal the deal and take it to victory lane tonight?
I really think this race is going to come down to saving tires. Whoever can save their tires the best is going to, I think they're going to end up in the best position at the end of this race.
Awesome. Well, Tyler, good luck out there, and maybe we'll be talking to you at the end.
I hope you are, and I hope you're talking to me for the right reason.
10-4, buddy. Good luck.
All right. Yep. Good luck, guys.
I think we could probably sneak a word in with Corey Blevins as well, our second place qualifier. Let's see if we can get him up here. Jackson, you want to take him?
Hey Corey, this is Jackson and Kendall up in the Highline Media booth. You got us?
Yes, sir.
So, qualified second. You were sitting strong there for a while, but obviously great run. But what do you think it's going to take to win this race tonight?
I overrun my tires. Well, that's what it's going to come down to, honestly. And that low lane, you get in there, it's like ice. So that's basically what it's going to take. It's just not overrunning the tires.
Did you happen to practice any long runs while you're out there in practice?
I ran about 5 to 10 laps. Didn't run too long, but I've ran Michigan quite a bit, so I kind of know what to expect.
On like the very beginning laps, how did the car actually like feel? Was it super loose in the beginning, tighter on the as you went longer?
It depends on what line I was running. If you're really towards the bottom, yeah, it's going to get real loose. It felt comfortable to me for the most part. Just, but that was qualifying laps, so I'm going to take it a little easier here when we go green for sure.
All right, well, good luck out there, Corey. Looking
Thank
forward to
you.
talking to you in the end.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy. All right, well, we're getting ready to line these guys up. Jackson, you want to go through the order?
Yeah. Starting on the pole for tonight's race, we have Tyler Snyder. Outside row 1, you got Corey Blevins. Starting third, you have the 99 of Ryan Potter. Fourth, you got 10 of Robert Pullins. Fifth, you have Alan Kunman. Sixth, you have Ruben Caceres. Seventh, you have Andrew Thomas Baker. Eighth, Adam Bossi. Ninth, Roberto Ramirez. 10th, Caleb Morrissey.
11th is going to be Ty Smith in the 18 car. Dylan Smith to his outside, no relation. 84 car is Colton Hook. Beside him is Carl Faust in the 12. Danny Chandler is going to take the 13 car 13th. The 11 car is Tyler Price. Behind him is the 5 car, that's Andrew Siegel. The 3 car of Steve Rada beside Andrew. Just waiting on camera here. 25, Bucky Burt, always a crowd favorite. Connor Holden's going to start it from the back in the 81 car. And look for Connor to make some moves. And the 29 car is the tail of the field.
Yeah, Brad Kress rounding it out.
What's that in the 29 there? Oh, that's Brad Kress. Late entry there in the Mopar machine. So, still getting used to some of these new guys, new paint schemes, but we'll have them dialed in here by the time this race is probably about halfway through and obviously throughout the season.
Yeah. Here we go.
Look at that Buckshot Jones Aquafresh machine. That's a great looking car Tyler Snyder's brought out tonight. And of course, Corey Blevins does his own design. He's sponsoring his own car right next to him, and it's looking good too. Ford Mustang pace car getting ready to dive off. You guys set? 75 laps of racing here. 3 tire sets in the pits. Ford Mustang's off. And here we go. Tyler Snyder is going to take that Pontiac and get a good launch. But also a good restart on the outside by Corey Blevins. And Snyder's going to lead him off into turn 1.
Man, Snyder got a great jump on the restart there. Blevins was able to hold on to second and comes down to the bottom. Man, Ryan
Yeah,
Potter
he's able to
holding
establish
third.
a big lead heading down the backstretch. Corey Blevins leading Ryan Potter and Robert Pullins. As the guys are pretty much single file already, it seems like they did a good job getting things sorted out. I don't know how many of them are used to running with no fast repairs, but they better get used to it quick.
Yeah, they got single file quick there. I was surprised by that.
Wow,
And they
look at a
were-
run. We got Corey Blevins is he's right on Snyder already. He must have got a real big run off of 4.
Ryan
And he's looking to
Potter's
the
there, too.
outside. So you
He's
can
trying
get the
to make
run
a but
off.
he's got a
Snyder's right
great run
where,
through the corner. He's going to cross him over and go to his inside.
yeah, Blevins
Ryan
ain't
Potter gonna try to
wasting
make that
any
3 wide?
time.
Decided against it.
They're side by side as they go down the backstretch. We'll see how hard Corey's willing to drive it in there. Snyder's going to have the advantage on the exit of the corner here. And look at Ryan Potter. He hit that corner better than both guys in front of him.
He's going to get a great run at him, but I don't think he's going to take it 3 wide this early, so I think he'll just stay behind Snyder for the time being. But actually, he's going to move to the outside of Corey Blevins going into 1. I mean, so far, we're pretty clean.
And Potter getting the advantage off of turn number 2. He's got the run down the backstretch. He's going to get a draft from Tyler Snyder as well. Blevins laying back a bit. And Potter wants to grab himself the lead. He's going to dive it off in hard.
Yeah, Potter's now going for it on the inside.
Snyder had a lot of experience on the outside last night against Kyle Busch. He was able to hold him off for almost 5 laps. Man, these guys are already really putting on a good show for the lead.
Yeah, they aren't getting away from each other. So, I mean, I don't know if anyone's burning off their tires too soon. Oh, Blevins making a good move to the outside.
And he's going to have the advantage here on the exit.
Yeah.
Who is that fourth that's drove all the way up to him in the Bang Energy car?
That is Ruben Caceres.
All right, your buddy, right?
Yeah, he's on his way up there. The one thing I know that guy is good for is not saving any tires. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he could take the lead. I don't know how much long run speed he's going to have in that car, but short run, that's the guy I'd look at.
And looking a little bit further in the pack, Brad Kress has already passed quite a few cars in the 29 car. He's making his way behind Connor Holden, who's also passed quite a few. It looks like they're up to about 12th and 13th right now.
Yeah, Connor Holden's definitely making his way up. I mean, let's see.
And back up front, Corey Blevins has extended his lead to almost half a second on Tyler Snyder. So Corey isn't into tire conservation mode either.
No.
Actually, Ryan Potter's got around Tyler Snyder at this point. Snyder must be saving his stuff.
Yeah, you'd think you have to, right? I mean, he said it himself that it's going to take saving tires, and once you lose the lead, there's really no point to keep pushing to try to burn
Holden
off.
Making another move right now. Sorry to interrupt you there, Jackson. On Roberto Ramirez, clips the apron, drifts up just a little bit. That seems to be the closest battle on the track right now.
Yeah, everyone's pretty.
We're looking out the back of Roberto Ramirez there. Of course, Roberto is a designer and actually won Designer of the Year on Trading Paints this year. So we're proud of the work he does, putting together some great-looking cars, including a lot of the Stewart-Haas paint schemes. Just look up ahead of those guys. There's 4 cars, 2 by 2. I didn't even know Caleb Morrissey was going to be out here tonight, but you know he'll be fast.
He just showed up. Actually, he showed up pretty much at the last second is when he rolled in.
See, Robert Pullins looks like he is having a little bit of connection issue tonight. He had that good-looking American flag paint scheme he's taken out there for the Wounded Warrior project.
Connor Holden made that move to the outside of Roberto Ramirez, and now he's gained 8 spots on the night so far.
And Ruben Caceres has taken his car into the 3rd spot.
And he's going to try to run down Corey here.
It's hanging right with him. But, man, the battle right now is that mid-pack. I mean, all these guys are hanging with each other. You got to love Michigan for all the room that it provides guys to race around each other. And we might have a real long green flag run here.
Yeah, this race has been super clean so far. I mean, even if you, at this rate, if you have a 1-car spin off the track, I don't think you're going to see a yellow flag fly for that. Ooh, Connor makes another move and has made his way up another spot over Robert Pullins. That's gonna bring his total to gaining 9 spots through this race so far.
It's impressive.
And,
Connor won the race at Dover last week in the Hammerdown Truck Series League that Alan Kunman runs. So Holden's coming off of a hot streak, so we'll see if he can carry the momentum.
Yeah, he did dominating that race, leading, I mean, 120, I feel like, of the 150 laps that they had. It's going to be exciting what he can do as this race keeps going green. I mean, Blevins still holding a good lead over Potter.
So we're 9 laps into the run now. What point do you start to see the tire damage here, you think, Jackson, based off your experience at Auto Club we had?
Man,
We know you were fast there.
I think you'll see it around 15 to 20s where you really start seeing people completely fall apart. I mean, I think between 10 to 15 is where you start to see people slow down. But I think once you get closer to 20, that's where it's just going to be, you feel like you have no tires left, and you might see some cars into the wall if it starts to go that direction.
Meanwhile, Connor Holden has now caught Dylan Smith and Ty Smith. And look at that group of 5 cars running nose to tail as we see Dylan Smith slide up the racetrack. That's going to leave room for
Great
Connor
move to the
Holden.
bottom. I think he's also
Yep.
going to get to the, he gets underneath Ty.
Might get 2 Smiths in 1 lap.
Man, he is having his great run to the front for him.
Of course, Connor won the race at Iowa last season in our Premier League, where he was running about 5th heading into the last lap, and I think it was Dylan Turner got in the back of maybe Curtis Granger and took out the entire top 4, and Holden was in the right spot. It was kind of like that Michael Waltrip win at Nashville Speedway way back in the day.
Yeah, Dylan went for it, and it worked out for Connor, but not quite anyone else.
As Connor finally does get underneath Ty Smith here. We know those guys are friends. They'll probably give each other plenty of room.
Yeah, Ty would give Connor a ton of room if it came down to it. Connor just with no momentum out of that corner. I don't know if he wasn't able to put the power down or what. Tyler Snyder.
Dylan Smith jumped to the outside.
Tyler Snyder's now passed Caceres for third. So,
He must be starting to want to use his stuff up a little bit.
I think now is where you're going to start to see the people who didn't do a good job of saving their tires where they're going to be at.
Absolutely. Did you get any inclination of how long a fuel run was going to be? We set it up for 70% fuel tonight. That's typically what we do. I imagine they'll have to make 2 stops.
Do you think I think they're going to have to make 2 stops. I mean, it's 70% fuel at this track. I mean, it's such a big
yesterday
track.
was about 40 laps at Charlotte, and that was 70% fuel. So you'd think it would probably be somewhere in the neighborhood of like 32, 33 laps for Michigan being a 2-mile track.
I wouldn't be surprised to see people make it 25 and 50. If you can't quite make it to 30, then you might as well just take it early, take those tires as soon as you can. Ooh, Connor Holden dropped 2 spots on that lap.
Man, he used his tires a little more than we thought he did.
Well, he's
He got a
running
good
high
run
off
off
the
the
corner. He
corner.
almost put it in the wall off before.
He used up the whole track.
Yeah, he might be our guy who's run a little too hard on the tires. Now Ryan Potter is caught up to Corey Blevins for the lead.
Yeah, we got to get focused on that. Potter's going to have a good run. You could see he was exiting high. He probably sees Snyder coming up. I think Snyder's made up about a half a second. And we're on the back bumper of Blevins right now. Yep, there goes Ryan Potter. We'll see who can get the run off.
Ryan Potter's trying to make that move on the inside. He didn't quite make it work, and oh man, Snyder's got a
here
big
comes
run coming off
Snyder.
before.
And here's the front bumper of Snyder. You know Potter's like, let me get to the lead. I just want 1 lap, get that bonus point.
Yeah, I mean, Snyder did a great job saving his tires, where these two drove away, assuming that Snyder was going to be slow, but he just waited, and now has bided his time, and now he's on his way back up.
Corey Blevins blinking a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh no, he might have lost connection.
Yeah, he's gone.
He might have lost Corey.
That Ryan Potter needs?
He's going to get a lap led. My goodness. The leader of the race just disappeared, and I know for a fact he just got a brand new computer. That's got to be a power outage or something.
He was really excited about that computer. Yeah, Ryan Potter gets his lap led.
Gets that lap led, and here comes Snyder.
Vanishes.
And I imagine Potter will probably let Snyder go. Now he fights back on the outside.
Got a good run on the outside. Oh, the 23 of Caceres puts it in the outside wall coming off of 2.
Oh, no. Doesn't seem to be too bad. Hopefully it's not.
Cunman's
3 wide
fast,
back
yeah,
with Dylan Smith in the 24. Look at the battle here. You had Pullins up high, Ty Smith in the middle, and Dylan Smith down low. Brad Kress right there in the 29. And these guys are so close together still.
They're not separating themselves. Oh, there it is. Corey Blevins has now left the session. So I
Man,
don't
that's
know
a
what
bummer.
went wrong there. As Snyder
No
takes,
drop races in this short 8-race season, so that's going to hurt. But obviously, the point of this series is to get some of the new guys ready for the Premier Series. And I imagine we'll probably take about 5 of those new guys up to the Premier Series, give them guaranteed spots, and then open up a couple of the non-guaranteed spots for some of the other guys to try and qualify in as well, and try and build that funnel of development series guys for the next round.
yeah, Blevins is now joined back into the race, but I mean, I don't know how many laps he's going to be down. He will be our only car who's a lap down, so if he gets some lucky cautions, he might be able to be back in it, but for the time being, he's
Yeah,
going
that
to
was
be
the
far back there.
god-awful break for him, man. Leading the race with connection issues. And I want to say we didn't see him blinking. We saw Robert blinking quite a bit, which I've rode around Robert quite a bit, and I've never noticed him having that problem either.
So yeah, that's weird. Connor Holden moved his way up to 6, made it past a couple guys there. He's now trying to set his sights on the 27 of Adam Bossy. As Ruben Caceres just keeps losing spots, he's now back to 7th after putting it in the outside wall. And he's our guy that I think destroyed his tires.
In 3rd place right now, Alan Cudman. I know he's 3 seconds back, but he's getting himself in position to make a run here if the yellow does come out, or, through pit strategy. He's right there, putting himself in a good spot. And how about let's give a call to Adam Bossy in 4th. I know he was putting a lot of practice hours in. And look who's right behind him. We've clearly missed some action because Connor Holden's in 5th.
Yeah, Connor Holden is very quietly he's gained 15 spots since the start of this race.
Wow.
He is making his way to the front in a hurry.
Yeah, I was talking to Adam yesterday. He's pretty new to the service, but he's committed, and he made a big mistake yesterday.
Put it
no,
into
we
the
see him in
outside
the
wall coming off it
Hang
too.
on to it, buddy.
As now Connor Holden makes his way into 4th. Poland's right behind him. Oh man, that's unfortunate.
Robert
for Adam.
Poulins. Yeah, it was a tough break there. We were just talking about him. Had him on screen. It's like the camera curse.
Yeah, he lost, I think. He lost a lot of spots because of that. Yeah,
He's
once
got to
you lose
gather
that
back
momentum-
up in line, and it doesn't look like too bad a damage. Of course, Michigan is very aero-sensitive. These guys have, for their first race together, they've gone 21 straight laps without a caution. 21
they're doing
cars
a
in the
great
show.
job.
So, Jackson, do you know if Corey rejoins the race, will he get a fresh set of tires?
I'm gonna assume so because it's gonna put him back on pit road, so it'll probably change his tires as he comes back in.
So
I
if
mean,
he gets a fresh set of tires, he'll get the lucky dog.
I mean,
So that'll put him down to two laps down.
last lap he was the fastest car on track by over a second and a half.
Yeah,
put down
he's
a
definitely got fresh
40.4,
tires then.
Where, he now has the fastest lap of the race by 0.2 of a second over the next guy.
And he's probably driving angry right now.
Yeah, this is the time where he's got to make up as much time as he can.
We're looking at Andrew Siegel on screen right now, breaking out the old Jamie Mack Crown Royal car behind another purple car of Andrew Baker. And meanwhile, look at Adam Bossy right now. We got Steve Rada looking to his outside and a couple cars right behind him ready to pounce. That is the group right there. There is 8 cars pretty much nose to tail.
Yeah, they're all really close together. Ooh.
Berto Ramirez
Adam
looking to the
Rutten
outside
goes.
of
He's now
Bossy.
Oof, he's going to lose about 3 spots, it's looking like, out of 1 corner.
Yeah, I think that
Thank you,
damage is really
Parker.
affecting him. We've seen the 23 rebound pretty well, though. Breaking out the zombie Dodge. And he's got another Dodge right behind him, looking to make it 3 wide. Man,
They might make
almost
it 4 wide.
Morrissey,
On the
Rada,
the three-
Cress.
Three backed out of
Caceres-
it, but yeah, they're going to be 3 wide going into 1 here.
Man.
Luckily, it's such a wide track that they can make that work.
Yeah.
As Roberto's going to take advantage of it, he's going to sneak through the middle.
Oh.
Carl gets the door shut on him by Steve.
Yeah, riding on board with Carl Faust right now. Carl's been in the action both last night and tonight.
Yeah, he's about where it's all happening is where he's hanging out at.
And Ty Smith got a great run off of this corner. As Morrissey's bringing it down to pit road, so he's pitting, he's using your strategy, Jackson.
Yeah,
Lap
just taking it
25.
1 lap early. That's going to help him a lot to try to make something happen. I mean,
Morrissey's another guy, like we were talking about you, Jackson, that we know he's always going to be fast on the short run. He's a dirt guy, super aggressive driver. And some of those races where we end up with a lot of yellows, you'll see the 6 car at the front quite often.
yeah, he's got a lot of good short run speed. Yeah, he just doesn't quite have that long run longevity that some of these other guys in the league have. Oh, we see other people coming down pit road. Carl Faust making the left turn, and with Ruben Caceres following behind.
While up front, Tyler Snyder has about a 1.2 second lead on Ryan Potter. Alan Kunman. Alan Kunman hanging just under 4 seconds behind.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ryan probably should have pitted last time by to try to get some sort of jump on that 00 car, because I don't know if he's going to be able to do it on speed. Looks like he's coming this time by with Snyder staying out another lap. That's bold. I mean, you're going to lose a lot of time to these people that pitted early, and a lot of people staying out. Kunman pits as well.
Something I was thinking about, Jackson, is Corey's going to be good on fuel for a little bit here. So he should get one of his laps back under green.
Should bring him
You would
only
think.
2 laps down. So if he can
And
get a
then,
lucky caution.
Yeah, then if he can get that lucky dog timed just right, he would only be 1 down, where if we have a back-to-back caution, all of a sudden he'd be in a prime spot.
Unfortunate thing with how this is going to cycle, I don't know. He's going to have to wait for pit road to cycle through, because there might be some people that are a lap down with some people with Tyler staying out that
Right.
he's going to have to wait for this to cycle through and be in front of everyone and then get the caution rather than a mid pit cycle caution. Ryan with a great pit stop pulls a huge gap over Kunman.
And
Snyder
hopefully
now on pit
nobody
road
sped
this
down
time.
pit road. First pit stop of the year.
Yeah, I mean, these cars are fast, but I mean, Michigan has never been a hard pit road to get onto. So I mean, you hope no one sped, but I mean,
And right now,
Sometimes it
Robert
depends.
Pullins has inherited the lead with Connor Holden right behind him, and Roberto Ramirez is staying out as well. And for some reason, Caleb Morrissey's showing up as 2 laps down. I wonder if he got caught speeding and had to come back down.
he is showing far back. What happened to him?
I know he was up there in that big group of cars. Something had to have happened on that pit stop.
Let's see.
And Connor Holden's going to stay out 1 extra lap, and he's probably going to get a lap lead here.
I've got my mic muted so they can't hear me. His pit stop was 1 minute 3 seconds.
He had a 1 minute 3 second pit stop, so maybe he was fixing up some damage. Interesting
mean,
strategy.
With how
He's
that
taking
time
it
is,
3 wide.
That's equivalent to a hold, so maybe he was our speeder.
Could be. As here comes Connor Holden bringing the 81 Craft Chevy down pit road. And if Steve Rada's going to stay out, he's going to pick up a lap lead.
Yeah. Crossing the pit road line with pit speed at 55, Caleb Morrissey was going 76.
Oh, yeah. It'll get you.
Yeah, so came in just a little too hot, and unfortunately is going to pay the price.
And I heard somebody cue the mic and say that they got a pit exit penalty as well.
That is...
I think they maybe come onto the track too soon. That's a tough break. I wish I knew who that was.
That was the 11 of Tyler Price.
Steve's going to bring it down pit road this time. Adam Bossie's going to follow him. They're nose to tail. See if Andrew Baker can stay out and get a lap led. Did he beat him to the line? He did. All right, Andrew Baker with a lap led. A lot of guys cashing in on that bonus point here tonight.
I mean, rewatching the 11, yeah, he just came up onto the track too soon. I mean, you could see the cone from where you were at. So, I mean, you know what you should have done.
iRacing going to bite you on that one every time. And I bet he won't make that mistake the rest of the season. It's just one of those things I know I had to learn those kind of issues as well, and I feel like I'm still learning something every race.
I mean, I expected Ryan to inherit the lead from Snyder, but I mean,
well, there's still guys
he's right
staying
there
out.
behind him.
Andrew Siegel is going to pick up a lap lead there. Bucky Burt's still out there. Got to give a call to Bucky.
I mean,
Bucky's probably one of our most popular drivers in the series. Of course, has his own podcast, The Bucky Burt Show on Spotify. Had that for a numerous amount of years and does a great job with that. And can't wait till he's got more episodes coming back out because I need something to listen to in my truck.
Yeah, Bucky definitely isn't the fastest guy out here, but he's an entertaining guy to talk to.
And he helps us out a
He's not
ton.
coming
He
to the pit road.
made him one of the admins this year, posting on a lot of social media stuff. So we appreciate Bucky so much.
Yeah, I mean, he's coming in pit road. Man,
Ooh, he has some damage. He caught the fence.
if you just
And here's the
stretch it
battle.
one more lap, then they are
Tyler
side
Snyder.
by side across the line.
Snyder stayed out a little bit longer than Potter, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he stayed about one lap longer than Ryan did. I mean, if you're Ryan here, just
Riding on board
kind of
with
follow
Ryan.
him.
It's interesting to see that old Pontiac logo, isn't it?
It is.
And those are some really, really cool looking Grand Prix, the one that he's running tonight. I think it was the very last year they ran in the series, maybe 2003 or 2004. Of course, these ARCA cars kind of reminiscent of those Twisted Sister Gen 4 cars that everybody loves with the screaming exhaust and the high RPMs. Ryan Potter hanging right with Snyder.
I mean, I think if you're Ryan, just stay behind him. Do what he does, because he obviously had the long run car the last time around. So if you can just follow him, follow his line, and just try to save your tires behind him. Don't let him get away, but just hang out behind him.
And in third spot, Alan Kunman through the pit cycle actually made up over a second. And he could see everything going on right in front of him. He's got the best seat in the house.
Yeah, Alan was about a half second faster last time by than these two up front.
And look who's fourth, Dylan Smith. He's made his way up there. Oh, is that Siegel loose? Hang on to it, buddy. We're on board with him. Oh, my goodness. What a save. Andrew Siegel through the grass. We were on board with him, and he was sideways a couple times. And these are not easy cars to save. He did a great job.
Loose and runs it through the grass. Man, good thing he didn't spin out all the way. Did a good job saving that car.
And you know Blevins was hoping he went around.
Right, he needs that caution from where he's at right now.
Best battle on the track right now is the lead. We got Potter hanging right there with Snyder.
Now Andrew Siegel is now our first car one lap down. As they come closer to Bucky Burt to put him a lap down, so it's looking worse and worse for Blevins as they keep going.
He'll be able to take the wave around, but then you got to hope for a quick caution on the back end. You're really kind of cashing in all your poker chips at that point in time.
Yeah, I mean, with how quick these tires just run off the car, you really gotta hope that you get some quick yellows here.
At least he is only 2 laps down right now. So if he can get one, I think the move is to stay out if it's him. And cautions do breed cautions, like Larry Mack says.
Yeah, they do. Once you get all these guys close together, they kind of know where you can take and what you can give. So I think we'll see some closer racing as these guys happen to come back together later on in this race.
And there is Blevins riding right behind Colton Hook in the 84 car. That's a classic paint scheme. I think that's maybe Andy Hillenberg in the 84 car, the Sobe drink. Pretty cool looking car. Remember those Sobe drinks? Jackson, you might be too young for those.
I'm not too young. I've had some of those. I mean, I'm not old, but I'm not.
There's no way Tyler Snyder's had one of those.
No, there's. I mean, if you didn't know what an Ethernet cable was, there's not a chance.
Looking here, we got the 23 car of Ruben Caceres outside of Roberto Ramirez. This guy's been hanging out together for a lot of the race since Ruben tapped the wall. It's now Steve Rada making a move in the 3 car.
Snyder now pulling away from Potters. Now he has over a 0.6 of a second gap to him. He's doing a great job saving his tires.
He might be the man to beat again, but we don't want to jinx him, especially after yesterday. Seemed like the whole field was covered when Stagner and Alelo had their incident.
Yeah, you don't know where your Kyle Busch is in this race.
It looks like the 11 took it behind the wall. Not sure if he caught the fence or had a connection issue himself.
I know he had that penalty.
Tyler Price
quit.
I really hope that's not the case. Because like you said, you went back and looked at it and he clearly come up the track. Hate that for him.
Yeah, it's definitely unfortunate for him because I mean he was having a good run on his first run out here. Unfortunate that it ended so
Steve
soon.
Rada trying to make a move underneath his fellow graphic designer Roberto Ramirez. They're both catching Ty Smith in a hurry.
Ooh, yeah, they are. Oh man, this is a good battle back here. Everyone's all pretty close together. These are the closest 6 cars on track.
Morrissey goes all the way to the top of the track trying to give these guys room. They're going to be 3 wide on the exit.
Well, they're gonna
Morrissey
make a
does a good job.
Oh, he clips Ty.
Oh man.
Doesn't spin him out, but definitely gets into him. Ruben makes a bold move to the inside of Roberto.
You know, Caleb Morrissey's got to be. Oh, Ty's in the wall.
Oh, they both put it in the wall.
And Morrissey's coming down pit
hard
road.
left down pit road.
Didn't speed this time, but he almost did.
Yeah, he really locked it up to try to make sure he didn't speed, but put it in the wall off of 4. And now
Tyler Snyder goes around the lap car of Danny Chandler.
Putting another car lap down.
That's another free pass spot for some of these guys like Caleb Morrissey, Corey Blevins that could really use it. Ryan Potter hanging tough, though. He's still within a second.
Yeah, he's giving it everything he's got. I mean, just...
Siegel, man, clipped the apron. Hung on to it again. Siegel's come a long way with his driving. We've seen him make a couple saves this season on the Xfinity side of things. I don't know if he makes last season. You know, he's had some great runs. I think he finished 5th at Pocono, and it's good to see Andrew running towards the front.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys who I feel like have come a long way, especially since last season. I mean, instantly I think of Connor. He was a guy who, I mean, he wasn't obviously never been bad, but like he's had some great runs this season. I'm curious if he'll be able to get his first win as we come into the last few races of the year.
Second win. We're just talking about that Iowa race, but I get what you're saying. There's a difference between running 5th and having the top 4 get taken out and going out there and grabbing the win, you know?
Yeah, there's definitely a satisfying feeling than to win it rather than to actually win it on speed rather than something miraculous happen. Obviously, it's great to win a race, but to actually win it because you won it is always a different feeling.
Well, now you got to start to wonder, can they run this entire race green?
Right? I mean, everyone's so spread out.
It's definitely possible. I think we've only got 20 cars left on track, and that means that this race really could come down to who pits on the right lap and gets the most out of their pit road speed without overdoing it.
Yeah, just this race will probably, I mean, it'll be won on pit road if it keeps going the way that it's going.
somebody take a chance and put 2 on it, or I mean, I don't know. Or stay out super, super long and put the entire field a lap down. I mean, it's possible. There's guys out. It's just it's a different ball game. As we see, Corey Blevins has officially gone out of the race. Not sure if he gave up on the chance of getting a lucky dog and parked it, or if that was another connection issue.
Man, that's unfortunate for him because he was having a great run there in the beginning.
Yeah, he was definitely going to be one of our front runners, and that's really going to hurt him in the points as we see somebody's in the wall. Hang on to it, Bucky.
Oh,
Right in front of the leader.
oh, Bucky
Left a piece of debris back there. See if David Hoots and the officials spot that on the track.
Put it out.
Bucky just
Man.
goes high to try to give it to Snyder, but just yanks it too hard to the left to get it off the wall, and it just overcorrects it back into it.
Bucky's actually running his Bucky Burt Show paint scheme. That's I think he pulled that one back out of the old season 8 series we had.
Deep files. Our
Figured if these guys got spread out here at Michigan, this is kind of what we could get. I mean, it's a big track, got a lot of room to maneuver around, but you still got to tip your cap to these guys for staying off of each other.
Yeah, I mean they're doing a good job not causing many incidents. Obviously the one with Bucky, and we saw the one with Andrew Siegel, but other than that, they've been pretty clean to just stay around each other and not really getting into each other.
And Robert Pullins right now side by side with Caleb Morrissey. He was through that corner there. Robert blinking a little bit there.
Our fastest car on track last time by was Connor Holden, over 2/10
And
over
Connor
Snyder.
he stayed out a little bit later than everybody.
Yeah, he's got an extra 2-lap fresher tires rather than the rest of these front runners.
And right now, right around Carl Faust, we've got 2 cars, 2x2. Morrissey goes under. Faust is going to clear him into the entry here at 3 and 4, and Pullins going to get by Danny Chandler. Chandler's car kind of reminds me of the old Robbie Gordon Harrah's paint scheme. Bright purple and bright yellow.
Yeah, that is a bright race car. Cale Morrison,
Chandler, one of the new
tires,
guys.
He pitted.
Yep, still only 2 laps down, so must have been much cleaner on pit road that time. It'd still just be 2 down, and probably one of the fastest cars on the track himself in the 6.
Yeah, I mean, he's putting down good laps every time by. Last time by, he was the fastest car last time around.
Right ahead of Connor Holden is Dylan Smith, a 24 car, running 4th. He's been well inside the top 5 most of this race. They're climbing his way up through the ranks at the beginning. Potter's kind of fallen off the pace a little bit. Kunman's lost about a second to Snyder, but Ryan Potter has actually lost 2 seconds to Snyder.
Yeah, I think he just burned his tires off too much there in the beginning and is starting to feel it as we get later in this run. Oh, he's pitting now.
I like the call.
This should be his last pit stop.
Yeah, I like the call. Just don't speed. And now that almost forces Tyler Snyder's hand. And
yeah, what's Snyder going to do here?
Tyler needs to come to pit road next time by, because every lap now he's losing time. Whoa, Steve Rada had to make a quick maneuver around Danny Chandler. Chandler had to get out of the gas on the exit of the corner. Fortunately, everybody able to skate by there.
That does not run him over, so that's good for him.
Colton Hook going underneath Chandler.
Snyder pitting this time by.
Yep, that's the right call.
Yep.
Ryan Potter played his hand and forced Tyler Snyder into that pit stop. We've seen it so many times at the Cup ranks. You just, that guy in second for that last pit stop pitch, you've got to come down the next lap and just know that you've given up half a second.
I think now if you're Kunman, you were too far back to make that jump on pit road. So now, I mean, you probably are in the position to just go as far as you can and
Yep.
hope that a caution comes out.
Yep. So
But-
Connor Holden is one that you think about right now. He's closed up within 3 seconds of Alan Kunman, who's now our leader, and he's going to be making a move pretty quickly on Dylan Smith. And Connor stayed out later than I think both of the guys as we see Smith coming to
Kunman
pit
is
road.
coming to pit road.
Is he? So that's going to give the lead to Holden.
Holden is now in the lead.
So if Holden gets a yellow, he's had the perfect pit call. If he doesn't, he's going to be really in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, he was 7.5 seconds back from the lead. I think you got to stay out as long as you can here and hope a caution comes out.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, we heard Connor come across the radio. Give Bucky
he's
the heads
getting
up.
this
He's
time
coming.
by. Man,
But I agree with you, Jackson. If I'm Connor Holden, I'm staying out.
I don't like this. I'd just go as far as you can here. I mean, you'll be far back, but at the end of the day, this is...
I wonder if Robert Pullins is going to play the card, because that's who's going to be the leader next. And I think he pitted really late, similarly to Connor. He needs to stay out there for another 8 or 9 laps if he's got the gas to do it. I think he should have the gas to do it.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some people go to 32 is what we saw Bucky go that first one, which is 7 laps further than any of these other guys did.
So what you do if you're Robert Pullins here is you stay out the length of this and you come down and get maybe a quarter tank of gas and you just roll out there with old tires.
He's on lap 25 of his run.
Yeah, so he should have another 7 laps or so.
I mean, Snyder's now made his way into 5th.
How many seconds back is he?
Snyder's 22 seconds off.
Yep. Okay.
I mean, he's gaining fast, but he's not gaining that fast. It's not going to be good for Pullins if this goes green, but I mean, with 20 laps to go, you can't. You just got to try to push as far as you can and hope someone makes a mistake somewhere.
Now we see Ruben Caceres trying to make a move on Brad Kress. Actually, Kress went around Caceres. I apologize there.
Yeah, I mean, Caceres
Kress
has
is
been out
clearly
here
on
30
fresh
laps
tires.
At this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been out here the longest of anyone.
He's playing that strategy as well, which is... I appreciate these guys thinking outside the box. I mean, that's what I would do. It looks like Robert Pullins is coming to
ready
pit
put
road.
it
I
into the
don't
outside
know.
Wall.
Oh, no! He hit the walls coming to pit
Made it.
road.
Whew,
Man.
that was... I don't know if that's unsafe pit entry, but it was close to it.
You know Robert Pullins had to be sick looking in his rearview mirror, seeing the 3-car coming sideways, thinking the yellow is going to come out. And that's going to put the lead to one of our new guys, Adam Bossy, playing the strategy.
25 laps. Got a 12-second
car.
lead over Snyder. I don't know. I mean, at this point, I thought everyone was going to stay out as long as they could, but they've obviously
There's the
made me
replay
feel
of
like
Steve.
an idiot. But maybe Adam can do it. He's not hitting this time by. He might. At this point, you got to try to go the distance. I think he's a guy that went the distance the first time out.
Yeah.
But he's going to try it again. He's got to hope for that caution and hope that he isn't the caution, because you got a lot of guys coming with brand new tires.
Look at Ty Smith and how much faster he is on fresh tires. Keep it off
he
the
almost
wall.
put it
Good
into the
job.
wall.
Get off of there. Steve back out on track in the 3-car. And Snyder's just 10 seconds. And we hear Adam coming
he's
over the
coming
radio.
big
He is going to
time.
pit. Man, Jackson, I can't believe nobody ran that thing out.
I
Not
thought
one
someone
driver.
would. No one did. So yeah, it's just going to give it back to Snyder.
It must
He's
just
got
be awful.
A second and a half over Potter.
Must be awful out there running on old tires like that.
Snyder takes the lead. Potter, you can see him. He's a little ways back. And I mean, Kunman's way back because he stayed out too long. with Dylan Smith right on his rear bumper. They
Yeah.
battle for third.
I look for Dylan Smith based off of what I've seen from him in 2 or 3 of these recruitment races. He's going to be one of those guys that's definitely contending for, being in the top 5 of those new guys to move up.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting what he can do. Oh, he blinks out there for a second. So hope he doesn't have the same fate that Blevins has. And he's back. All right.
That's scary for Kunman looking in the rearview mirror, seeing a car disappear.
Yeah, both these guys are over 7 seconds off of Snyder here as we come into the last 17 laps of this race.
Riding on
Bolden back in
right
5th
now.
is 10 seconds off the lead. Oof.
Yeah, Snyder's just got to put it in cruise control and hope for no yellows, and he's got it made.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing a great job controlling this race.
Yep, he's played his card perfectly. Potter did the right thing as well, but Snyder kind of called him on his move, and here we are, 1.39 second difference right now. Smith and Kunman is probably the best battle on the track. Smith looking underneath Kunman.
He's going for that spot as we come to 1. 16 laps to go.
And he's going to take 3rd spot from Kunman.
Yeah, Kunman just kind of gives it to him. There's still a lot of racing left, so this is kind of biding your time, saving your tires. I mean, you got Connor who's now 2 seconds back and gaining as he put the fastest lap last time by. I mean, he's got the freshest tires of anyone there in the top 5. And Potter's got the oldest. He's been out here for 10 laps.
How far back is Connor?
I mean, Connor's 9.3 seconds off the lead.
And he's driving that thing for all it's worth right now. Look right back there at Adam Bossy. They're 3 wide. Colton Hook backs out of it. Hey, those guys were 3 wide for a second. Kunman trying to make another move on Dylan Smith here. Kunman's one of those guys that if you see him on your rearview mirror, he's an aggressive driver, and
I would not be surprised to get a bump from him.
No, not at all. He's a good driver, but he's got a little bit of that intimidation factor for sure.
Yeah. He's definitely a guy that when he's behind me, he's more of an intimidation thing. He's not a guy that's gonna run me over, but he's definitely there.
Yeah. As you see him try to make a move underneath Smith. Smith's going to have the run off the corner.
Holding about 1.5 seconds back from these guys. Just watching all this go down.
Unfortunately for Smith and Kunman, that's really going to mess with their tires on this long run, but I just don't think they've got a prayer in catching Tyler Snyder.
Yeah, I mean, they're not gaining anything on him as these laps continue on.
Barring a caution. But, man, that would be the story of the race. If this thing goes green, what can you say about the drivers?
Coming out of 4 last time by, Potter put it into the outside catch fence.
Oh, no. He's driving the 99 car for everything it's worth, trying to catch Snyder, maybe experimenting with a different line or something, and got tight probably.
3.5 seconds off the lead. Lost a lot of time that time by.
Might give an opportunity for Smith to get his second place finish in a row.
Yeah, he's gonna have to make up 4 seconds to do it.
Oh, Bucky Burt! He's in the wall, right in front of Ty Smith. He's able to gather it up and bring Steve Rada along with him.
First in the wall in front of the Tyler, now in front of the Ty.
Yeah. Bucky's still hanging in there. He's on the lead lap, running in 10th.
Bringing it in.
Is he?
He's going to try to put some fresh tires on that thing.
Dylan Smith's able to hold on 3rd from Alan Kunman. Kunman trying to use the outside run off this corner.
I mean, you got Holden is catching these two. He's now down to 1 off of these two.
Kunman dives it to the inside and have a battle this corner. Yeah, riding on board with Connor Holden. He's watching this right in front of him.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him pick up 2 spots.
It's
'Cause
close.
He's fast with 10 to go, and he's catching them.
Both of those guys, I think, maybe had to lift just a little bit on exit there, and that's going to allow Holden to catch him even quicker. Unnerving. The 24 of Smith blinks out right in front. There he is.
Holden just right behind these two now. He's got their draft, and he's just...
He's lower than both of them. It's just a matter of time. You think Holden can get to second with Potter hitting the wall and probably having a little bit of damage?
Man, now they're all 3 seconds off of Potter. If Potter puts it in the wall again, I'd say yes. If you're Ryan, you got they get together there.
Yeah, they did.
24 comes down, makes slight contact with the 2. I mean, they're both still rolling fine.
To be that guy right now, everyone. They've run this race so clean. Snyder would be furious if somebody. But it's just racing. That's how it works out sometimes. As we see, Connor is getting underneath Dylan Smith now.
Going for 4th place. I mean, they're all 3 of these guys are catching Potter as the laps start to wind down here. I mean, you're going to be coming to 8 to go this time by.
Some other guys we got to give a call to. Roberto Ramirez, 8th. Brad Kress, 9th. Robert Pullins has probably got a quick car since he stayed out so long. Ty Smith in 10th. This guy's logging some laps and should have a pretty solid points night.
I mean, for guys that are doing a great job, I mean, I got to look at Connor. He came from the back for this one. You got to look at Dylan. He's gained 7 spots from where he started. And I mean, Carl Faust started 14th. He's done a great job just maintaining a race, keeping the car clean. It's been exciting to watch these guys. Obviously, a tire race is what this came down to. Different pit strategies. It's unfortunate we couldn't see what Corey Blevins could do because it would have been exciting to see him and Tyler race for it. But I'm still happy with the racing we got to see tonight.
Well, you can't say enough about these new guys. Some of them never raced together on the same racetrack, and look what we got. They've raced too good around each other. Could have used a yellow halfway through, but
0 cautions.
I think next week is USA International, so we'll definitely have some yellows there.
Might be a slightly different story. Not quite as wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, now Snyder has a 5-second lead.
And Kunman's quickly reeling in Ryan Potter. He's got it under a 1.5 seconds now.
Yeah,
he sees him in his sights, and he's got a target to go after.
Connor Holden the fastest in the top 5 last time by. He's able to keep that car low through the corner, which will help him save his tires. I'm worried that Allen's running too high, that with 5 to go, you might start to lose some speed out of those tires as we get down to the last 2 or 3 laps.
Battle's definitely going to be for second here. Unless something happens to Snyder, I think there will be a pretty good battle for second, really. Just like last night.
I mean, they're all going to be... I feel like they're going to be close. I don't quite know how much the battle's going to shape up before this ends.
And it is...
Probably just 1 or 2 more laps would be enough for it to be really exciting. But overall, these guys have done a great job tonight.
USA International is next week, followed by Atlanta.
Yeah, and then, I mean, after all those, you got to go to the Charlotte Roval, where...
Yep, that's correct. And I know on the tail end of the schedule, we'll have Talladega in there. Iowa will be on there, Kentucky. I think Bristol's the other track. Yeah. I know that's not the right order, but we got some good tracks on here. I know one of the main ideas was so the new guys wouldn't have to spend all that much money on tracks.
Yeah, just try to give them the free ones, which is, I mean, that's awesome. Get all these guys out here at Michigan tonight.
Right now, Steve Rada and Ty Smith are side by side. Rada goes by Smith.
Holden is catching Kunman.
Yeah, and Kunman's catching Potter. This is going to be probably the battle we'll have to focus on.
They're all within 0.7 of a second of each other.
Yep. You've got to be
So-
aggressive, but don't want to throw away a great race.
Yeah, Connor's giving
We
it
got
everything
3 to
he's
go.
got in these last few laps. I mean, Snyder's just checked out. Is now 6.6 second lead over these guys. I don't even know if they can see him anymore. Connor Holden really sticks to the bottom that time by. Yeah, Potter just didn't put it into the outside wall.
And looking out the back bumper of Potter right now, you can see the big Columbia Dodge. And like we were saying, you know, that's not a welcoming sight coming to 2 to go. You know, Potter's hands are shaking a little bit.
And I know all three of these guys that are going to be battling for second are friends, so it should be interesting to see how it goes and how much room they really give each other as these laps now are winding down fast.
He's a great dude. He's a good guy, a good friend, but I don't expect him to give an inch on the racetrack.
Now, it is now Allen
Looking
not
out the front
making
bumper,
an
he's
aggressive
got
move.
the move. Potter
This
got a
is while
little bit
Connor's
tight.
now almost there.
And there goes Kunman. I think Potter might fall into the clutches of Holden as well. And you know he doesn't want to this late in the race. Really,
Yeah, Ryan
Potter
makes the
was
move to
the
the
second
bottom.
place car all day long.
It's unfortunate that he put it in the wall so late when he was doing
Yeah, I
such a
think
great
he-
job.
I think he'd have finished second if he didn't do that. Well, last lap. Tyler Snyder's probably already on the backstretch.
Wouldn't be surprised if he's almost crossing the line.
There he
He's
is.
now 7 seconds back from Snyder.
I just about guarantee you he's got a 0x bonus
Oh,
point, most laps
Connor,
led.
I don't think Connor backs out of it coming out of 2, and he's going to have no run on Ryan as we now come into 3 for the final time. And he's now way back.
And up front, Tyler Snyder. He's going to cross the line and get his first career development series win. And they don't come much easier than that.
I mean, he dominated this race. Kunman finishing second, Ryan third, Connor Holden fifth, and the newcomer, Dylan Smith, rounding out the top 5 tonight. Yeah, he did a great
Sixth
job.
spot, Robert Pullen. 7th, Carl Faust. 8th, Roberto Ramirez. 9th, Brad Kress. And I think Adam Bossy brought it home 10th.
And with all those laps, the fastest lap was held by Dylan Smith with a 40.076.
Wow.
Great
Nicely
job,
done, Dylan. So let's see if Tyler's going to burn him down here. Cranking up that Pontiac power.
Here he goes. I mean, he definitely deserved it. He dominated this race. Taking
Yeah, like
out
you're
every
saying.
bonus point there was,
Yep. Great
Yeah,
points.
well. except for most positions gained.
That's how you
That
do a
was a
burnout
great-
right there.
No caution race.
That's definitely the story. You know, we talked about it. There's always a story to every race, and no cautions. Great job, guys.
Goes
And look,
park
he's
it
going to
in
go
victory
put it in
lane.
victory lane.
Old
Nice.
Gatorade victory lane.
And he even lined it up perfect with that logo. Let's bring Tyler up here and talk with him. Jackson, you can take him if you want.
Hey, Tyler Snyder. This is Jackson in the Highline Media booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. Got a copy.
Yeah, dude, that was a heck of a race. Started on the pole, let those guys go, saved your tires, and then once passed them again, never had to worry about them again. Can you walk me through that race from your point of view?
Well, to be honest with you, Jackson, I stole a page right out of your teammate, Curtis Granger's book, and I knew those guys were going to go up there and just burn the crap out of their tires, so I let them do that. I let them take off and get out in front of me, and I just knew had to sit back and save my tires, and that's what I did all race. Was just kind of, once I got the lead there, that's what I needed, and I was just able to control the race really from there.
Yeah, I saw in that last run, Ryan came out behind you, but he was staying behind you, and then he just had nothing for you as you drove away from him, which, I mean, you did a great job saving your tires all race long. Well, what I gotta ask you is, when Bucky killed the wall right in front of you, what went through your mind as you got to watch that happen?
Um, Not again. um, I was really thinking that I was gonna get struck by some bad luck again, but Bucky did a good job of keeping it off of me. I was really scared. I would have been pretty upset, but no, Bucky did a good job. He kept it off of me and got out of the way. So
Well, hey, that was a great race to watch. Congratulations again. Who do you got to thank for this one?
I'm gotta thank Dylan Body Shops. Paints a lot of good race cars for me. SP Designs, they do a lot for this league. Ready Foundation, Red Bomb Graphics, and of course Racing Warehouse. Thanks to all those people.
All right, well, thank you for giving your interview. Congratulations.
Yep, thanks, man.
And we were going to get Alan Kunman up here. I don't see him in. There he is. He's in Highline Motorsports. Let's bring Alan up here. Alan, you got a copy? It's Kendall Kerr up here in the booth.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Hey, Alan. I know you probably needed a yellow there at the end of the race, but walk us through your night from behind the seat of the 2-car.
No way, man. I was praying to not have a yellow.
Really?
Yeah.
It looked like it was a lot of clean racing out there tonight. It was pretty surprising for some of the first time these guys have raced together, but obviously the story of the night, caution-free race for race number 1 here, the development series.
Yeah, I was really shocked that it went caution-free. But I feel like it helped me. I feel like I was better on the long run. I fell back a little bit in the beginning and just saved my stuff and was able to come out second. So.
Well, Alan, are you planning on running the entire season here in the Development League?
I sure am.
Nice. I know you'll be a force to be reckoned with. I know you like how these cars drive, and your one Premier Series league did came in these cars as well. Great points night. Congratulations on second. You got anybody you want to thank?
Just want to thank you guys for putting it on. All the new guys we got in, that was some good racing, especially me in the 24. We had a nice little battle there for probably 5-10 laps.
I think we got most of it on camera, so you have to go back and check it out.
Nice. Yeah, just clean racing all around. Thanks to everybody who showed up. Clean racing with. I was trying to catch Ryan and keep Connor behind me at the same time. So good, clean racing by them, like always. Shout out to those GRT guys for having 2 cars in the top 5.
Awesome. Well, Alan, thanks for coming out and running. We look forward to racing next week at USA International. I know you're a short track guy. You spend any time on that track lately?
Not in these cars. But yeah, man, you know me. I love the short track. So they better watch out next week.
Talk with you sometime in the next couple days, buddy.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you, bud. And let's get Ryan Potter up here. Jackson, if you want to take him, you're more than welcome here.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan, Jackson up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, great run. Unfortunately, finished third. We'll run second most of the race. How did that go from your point of view?
Didn't have enough tires, so I just couldn't save them long enough. Tyler was doing a lot better at me than that. I mean, I would stay with him for about 10 laps, and he would just, check out by about 2 seconds every run. So it was just frustrating. I was in second place for probably 60 laps that race, so.
Yeah, I mean, you did a great job from up here. You were running right behind him there for a little bit. I thought you were trying to follow him, try to get his line, save as much as you could. I mean, what do you think of the fact that it went green the whole way?
I was surprised by that, I'll be honest, but I'm happy it did because I wanted as little chance to get into a pile-up as possible.
Yeah, obviously, big track. I think I only saw a couple people make a couple mistakes out there. Obviously, the series moves to USA International next week. What do you think of that?
It'll be interesting. I mean, I'm not necessarily going to be the best probably, but we'll see what happens. I mean, short track, it'll be interesting.
Well, I mean, congratulations on the second place finish. Who do you got to thank for it?
Everybody that, produces the racing, sets up the league, teammates, all that good stuff. just the fun stuff.
All right, well, congratulations, sir. Go celebrate it.
Thank you.
All right, take care, Ryan.
Hey.
All right, so running down the finishing order here, Tyler Snyder picks up the win in dominating fashion. Alan Kunman able to bring it home second. Of course, Ryan Potter there third in the 99 car. Connor Holden just outside the top three there in the 81 car. If we had some yellows fly, I think he might have had something for these guys as well. Hats off to Dylan Smith, one of our new guys, finishing in the top five there. Robert Pullins ends up sixth. Carl Faust seventh. Roberto Ramirez 8th. Brad Kress brings the 29 Mopar car home 9th. Adam Bossy 10th.
Steve Rada in the 3 car finishing 11th. Ty Smith, last car on the lead lap, finishing 12th. Andrew Thomas finishes 13th. Andrew Siegel in 14th. Ruben Caceres 15th. Bucky Burt 16th. Colton Hook 17th. Danny Chandler 18th. Caleb Morrissey 19th. Corey Blevins ends up in 20th. And then rounding out the field is Tyler Price finishing in 21st.
Yeah, so these guys put on a caution-free first race together. So that's great news as far as how they're respecting each other out there on the racetrack, and can't wait for USA next week. I want to thank you, Jackson, for jumping in the booth. I want to thank Toby for all the work he's put behind the scenes. That guy's been working his tail off the last 48 hours, doing a lot of the producing side of things, the graphic displays, and it is so much harder than you'd think it would be. It really is. So thanks to you guys. It's always fun jumping in the booth together, and we'll talk with you very shortly. And don't forget to tune in 2 days from now on Max Speed TV. Our premiere series is going to be at North Wilkesboro for the throwback race, brought to you by McConey Setup Shop. So that should be a great show as well.
Yeah, that race should be fun. I'm looking forward to that one.
Well, good night, everybody, from Michigan International Speedway. It's Tyler Snyder going to victory lane tonight. That's going to do it here for all of us here at Highline Media. Take care.
Good night, everybody.
The following is brought to you by the Highline Media Network.